Psalm 91. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him I will trust. Surely He shall deliver you from the snare of the fowler and from the perilous pestilence. He shall cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you shall take refuge. His truth shall be your shield and buckler. You shall not be afraid of the terror by night, nor of the arrow that flies by day, nor of the pestilence that walks in darkness, nor of the destruction that lays waste at noonday. 1,000 may fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand, but it shall not come near you. Only with your eyes shall you look and see the reward of the wicked. Because you have made the Lord, who is my refuge, even the Most High, your dwelling place. No evil shall befall you, nor shall any plague come near you, your dwelling. For He shall give His angels charge over you, to keep you in all your ways. In their hands they shall bear you up, lest you dash your foot against a stone. You shall tread upon the lion and the cobra, the young lion and the serpent you shall trample underfoot. Because He has set His love upon me, therefore I will deliver him. I will set him on high, because he has known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life I will satisfy him and show him my salvation.
Charlie Kirk from Turning Point USA, and keep watching His Glory TV.
From east to west to north to south. Welcome to today's Take 5 Live. Second live of the day. We got 3 lives today. We had Wednesdays with Julie Green, which was spectacular. It'll tie into Andrew and Bo that we're talking about. The Babylonian system coming down and all the corruption in the banks and corporate America. You want to make sure that your assets are in physical silver, gold, crypto, and more. So stay tuned for that. And also we have today Andrew Sorchini and Bo Polny with us, talk about world events, silver and gold for the moment. And then the war report today will be very explosive, as Tulsi Gabbard is literally holding a White House briefing as we speak. And Barack Obama, as we say, is cooked in the squat. Oh, we're living in biblical times. It's time for Bo Polny and Andrew Sorchini, Beverly Hills Precious Metals. And oh, what a world we live in today, fellas.
Remember the prophecy, right? Summer's going to bring the heat. It's going to bring the heat in terms of temperature, and it's going to bring the heat on the globalists like they've never felt before. Oh, what's in the news right now in reference to Obama and Trump? Whoa.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is stuff that we've been talking about on His Glory, and you guys have been a part of this for 4, 5, 6 years about this day coming. But sometimes you have to pinch yourself to say, is silver really where it's at and about where it's going to go, where gold's come? But all the other stuff that we talked about, all the shenanigans of Obama, what they did to my friend General Flynn, your friends General Flynn, Roger Stone, Peter Navarro, it is all coming out, and they've been caught. They're cooked in the squat.
Yeah, so we've been doing this now for 4 years, and it's we've talked about what's happening and what's going to happen. Just to back up what you just said, for 4 years, and everything has happened. I mean, when we first started doing interviews together, we were talking about the record inflation that we were seeing back in 2021. We said that people needed to own precious metals to offset that inflation. So think about how much more things cost today, like everyday goods and services costs today compared to where they were in 2021. Then you compare where gold and silver were in 2021. Gold was in the $1,700 to $1,800 range for 1 ounce. Right now it's at $3,400. Silver was in the $18 to $20 range, and at times it would go over 20. And and go up to about 25 and then come right back down. Today, it broke $39.50, which by a few cents is the highest that we've seen silver since 2011. So 2011 is a big year. 2011 silver jumped $30 an ounce. So even if silver went up $5 an ounce tomorrow, it would be the highest it's been since 2011. And if it went up $10 an ounce tomorrow, it would be the all-time high, barely breaking where it was at its highest point in 2011. But here we are. I mean, we've talked about $50 silver for so long, and right now $50 silver is nothing. When we get there, we're just going to step right over it and keep going. It's really going to blast off and go vertical, as Bo likes to put it.
Well, Bo is bringing the Bible to this, which is what we should bring the Bible to everything. But I've been watching secular silver. I've been watching silver for many years. But secular analysts now saying $50 is in their crosshair. Even 100 is very doable by later this year or next year. These are just secular people watching charts, not people that are seeing the biblical end of this.
Right. And the interesting part of all of this is the number 50, the Leviticus scripture of thou shalt consecrate the 50th year and proclaim liberty throughout the land and to all of its inhabitants. The understanding that the Lord revealed to me a long time ago was that $50 silver mark. The reason it's never touched it in history, again, we can go back to 1980. We can go back to the year 2011. In both instances, it touched $49 and change, but it never, ever touched $50. And the moment it came up there within a very short window, they took it straight back down because silver is the bank killer, okay? And so understand, in the 70s, again, I just want people to understand the magnitude of the math of the money, okay? Those that say, the dollar is a world reserve currency, and let's keep that forever. Understand the dollar is what's used to control and enslave humanity. It's the Babylonian system, and it was founded in 1913 with the Federal Reserve Act, okay? All of this is, and this goes about the creature of Jekyll Island. And again, it took 100 years to get to the first billion. In the 70s, there wasn't a billion. And what happened after that was Nixon took us off the gold standard. Oh, what a coincidence, 50 plus years ago. The Kissinger and the petrodollar contract. Oh, what a coincidence! 50 plus years ago. Abortion, Roe v. Wade. Oh, what a coincidence! 50 plus years ago. See, so what I'm showing you is the importance of Leviticus and how it ties into the year 2025. Again, it's what I'm referencing is Leviticus 25. Which is, thou shalt consecrate the 50th year. It's Leviticus 25. What a coincidence. And then it continues on and proclaim liberty throughout the land. Again, that's verses 9 through 10. Wait a second. The 9 could represent September, and 10 could represent October. Understand all market events of history, all huge stock market crashes. When did they begin? Oh, October. What's the Kim Clement prophecy? They fall and fall. When they fall, guess what goes down with them? Their stock market, okay? So understand all of this ties in with silver, because silver touching 50 and going through 50 will be the marker of the Babylonian system fall. Okay, so we've talked about specifically the 4th of July. Well, we saw the flooding. We're in the flooding right now, and we're waiting for the birth. And this is a very important time point. So what the Lord revealed to me, the most important thing that I can give you scripturally, ties in with the fall of the temples. Understand that the walls of the temple were breached on 17 Tammuz. Now, please pay attention, because what are the chances of this? 17 Tammuz, both temple walls were breached in history. And on that same day, and this is the crazy part, what are the chances that the Declaration of Independence was signed on 17 Tammuz? Think about that for a minute. How was the Declaration of Independence signed on 17 Tammuz? To mark the exact same day that both temple walls were breached. And this is the interesting part. Now, we just marked 17 Tammuz. What is that? That's actually July 13th. And why I say that is because of what happened. There's a 21-day window from 17 Tammuz to the 9th of Av. The 9th of Av is August 3rd, 2025. Why I say this is because on the 9th of Av, guess what happened? The temple walls were breached on 17 Tammuz, but both temples fell on the 9th of Av. They were destroyed. What a coincidence on the same day. So if the Declaration of Independence is telling us that it was signed on 17 Tammuz, don't be surprised if Babylon falls on the 9th of Av. I'm telling you, silver is just starting its journey vertical. It's only begun. It's about to take out $50. This is scriptural. It talks about Haggai. And Haggai 2 says, the silver and the gold are mine, saith the Lord. In that same scripture, it says on the 24th day of the 7th month, July 24th. Pay attention. Just saying, this is all scriptural, what's happening here. So Haggai tells us to watch the 7th month, the 24th day. Oh, that's tomorrow. Does something happen? God knows, not me. But I'm telling you, silver is about to blow through $40. And if you ask Andrew, he will definitely confirm it, because the moment it takes out $40, Andrew, you go study history in 1980 and in 2011, how fast did it get to $50? And Andrew can continue, because that marker, when it takes out $50, that's the fall of the Babylonian system, and we are about to go to $60 to $70 in a single day on silver, and that's just the beginning, because when the thief is caught, and this is Pastor David, expand upon this one. When the thief is caught, he is immediately supposed to pay sevenfold damages. That takes silver over $100, because 20 base times 7 is easily $140 per ounce. So Andrew, take it away. Talk about how fast silver can get from $40 to $50.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like a stock or even gold. It's when you're in a position long enough. Like, let's say that you got silver at $18.50 an ounce spot, like you did in November of 2022. Once silver gets up to like the $40 range, we can see $2 and $3 jumps in a day. For $40 silver, that's a pretty decent sized jump. But imagine if it goes up $3 an ounce in a single day when you bought it at $18.50. That's a really, really nice percentage on what your initial investment was. So the longer that you hold silver, the better off that you can do. But really, it can go from 40 to 50 in just a matter of days. In 2011, silver went from $28 an ounce in January to $48 an ounce in change less than 4 months later. I think this move could be a lot faster, because there's a lot of things happening in the world. We've got the threat of the tariffs. We have hyperinflation. We have the banks are on the ropes right now, and now we're starting to see bad things on the television when in reference to the real estate market. It's been bad for a while, but now it's known now. And also, we're starting to see a shift in how we spend money. I just got back from 2.5 weeks in Europe, and it is possible to travel in Europe for 2.5 weeks and not have to spend a single currency or coin. And I did it. The only thing that I used currency for was to tip, like bell people, and it was only for tipping. So you really don't need cash anymore. So really, we're sort of kicking the can down the road by going from currency and coins that aren't backed by anything to just, like you always say, Bo, to just digits on a computer that we're just transferring to other people. But what we need to do is go to something that's gold backed. We've been talking about it for years now. We are doing that. Everything's in place to where we're going to have like a gold backed, like digital token of some sort. That's going to be the new way of spending money. And that's the reason why gold and silver are really going to blast off. That's how we can see $100, $150 an ounce silver. We know that can and likely will happen. We don't have a time frame for that. But $4,000 gold is a foregone conclusion, with it hovering at 3,400 for a while now. It won't take much to get it there. So things can happen quickly. For people that have heard us talk about this for years and haven't made a move, it's not too late. You've got a lot of room to run. We don't focus too much on the entry point. We focus on where we think it's headed. And if you think that silver is only headed to $40 and won't go any higher, then there wouldn't be any point in you moving forward with getting yourself some silver. But if you believe that it should be at $50 or even $100, you should have some skin in the game, because it's definitely blasting off. You can look all over the internet for different opinion articles as to where people think silver is going. I don't see any articles out there saying that silver is going to go back down to $10 or $15 or even 20. Nothing out there. And gold's just going to continue higher. So like I always say, what's good for gold is great for silver. It's not too late. You've got plenty of time.
And we were looking for a world event. Literally, as we speak, Tulsi Gabbard has a press conference wearing all white. And this is probably one of the most monumental press conferences in the history of the United States. She just said Obama lied. He spied on President Trump. This should get everybody shaken. This is just going to go into tomorrow. I know General Flynn has something planned for tomorrow, too, to expose this.
Can we play that video? There's a 3-minute video before we go to commercial. Play this video, because this will tie in exactly what Tulsi Gabbard is saying right now. This is prophecy from May, and also going back to Kim Clement in 2013, and we're witnessing it right in front of our eyes right now with Tulsi Gabbard and what Trump's saying.
Yeah, she's, let's get the video teed up. Tell me when you got it ready. But she just said, Obama, Clapper, Comey all knew and lied. She's accusing a former president and Comey and Clapper and Brennan of treason at the highest level. You don't get any bigger than this. And she's got the receipts. Are we ready to run that?
Today, I will expose, I will reveal, for you have entered into a time and a season of undercover, where I will bring out from the covers the truth. For there have been too many lies, one lie after the other, covered in high national positions. There are 2 E's that I see. One E is the word erupt. The other is earthquake. A volcano as a sign. And then there will be another earthquake, says the Lord. Keep your eyes open, for this sign is to cause the earth to yield of its produce, that the great E may come forth rapidly. Summer reaches to spring and to fall. I will be the mediator, says summer. My sun will shine. Yet beneath the earth, there is a rage. Eruptions. Summer says, why choose they me? Why do the tornadoes, the hurricanes choose me? I am summer. I bring smiles. I bring sunshine. I bring warmth.
This year will be a cleansing year, and summer, oh summer, as my beloved prophet Kim said, this is that summer. Wait and see.
I am summer. I bring smiles. I bring sunshine. I bring warmth. Yet there is a tumultuous rendering that is coming. I stand to protect. Spring, but fall, you are rebelling. Or is it that possibly the Spirit of God will cause many to fall in fall? And I will start from the top. I have shaken the Democrats and will shake the Republicans even more. But remember, when these tremors and when these tumultuous moments happen, Summer says, I will take it so that the fall can do its work in America. Summer, take it. For thus says the Lord, I will prosper my people. I will prosper my people. And during the fall there shall be many that shall fall, and many that shall rise from the dust. For the summer shall bring forth much in the temperatures.
So this summer shall be the hottest by far. The heat will bring the natural storms, and my heat will bring the cleansing.
Strange July, strange July.
From creation to the birth of Jesus to the Declaration of Independence was divine calculations to the exact year. From the Declaration of Independence, 248 years takes you to the year 2024, July. This right now is the year 248, which means that the year 248 ends when? Right there, it's in yellow, the July 3rd, 2025.
He kept saying July 3rd, July 3rd, July 3rd. I'm like, that's the day of the dismantling tour. And Robin Bullock kept saying, this is the closing of the book. This is the turning of the page. We are moving on on from what has been. We're moving on from a season of war. And he said, like, this date is important. This date is important. This date is important. So July 4th, 2025, he says, marks the first day of the new chapter that we are heading into.
So we're stepping into a time of my glory shall fill the earth. Numbers 14:21. The glory brings miracles.
Hypnotic November and oh Christmas, where winter shall say, and me, I will make them happy. For God says, I have chosen each season to manifest something. My will shall be done, and it shall come to pass.
This nation shall be cleansed like my land after a good rain. I am cleansing the USA and all of my world. My storm is coming through man, through arrest, indictments, drug bust of cartels, and tribunals and executions. It is all coming to a theater near you, right on your very own TV.
Right on our own very TV, tribunals. That's the key word. While that was playing, Tulsi Gabbard went on to say Obama and manufactured intel. Obama knowingly lied about the dossier. Matt Tlaib today said he has a whistleblower that's coming forward that shows that Obama was spying on President Trump in 2024. Oh, the house of cards is coming down.
What a time to own gold and silver, particularly silver. The fireworks are about to happen. Andrew, with all this going on, are people buying silver? Are you still, what's the inventory like? What's available? Give us an update on all that.
Yeah, I mean, surprisingly enough, there is silver available. And I would say the main reason is that we've got people that have had silver since it was like $7 to $10 an ounce, and some of them are selling some back. But really, the bulk of people are getting back into silver, and they see that it's finally not being suppressed. Remember, we've talked for a long time. Silver was stuck in a range of about $20 an ounce to $25 an ounce. And while it was in that range, there were periods where silver was very, very difficult to get a hold of, and there were times when it was very plentiful. And now it's broken through the different ceilings that it's had. One was $30, and then another one was $34, and right now the ceiling seems to be about $39.50. But going past that, I mean, it's surprising that silver is available now. When it shoots past 40 and you start to see on your television with just the regular local networks talking about how high gold and silver are going, especially silver, that's when it's going to dry up. And I think it's fair to say that one thing that the three of us always talk about, it just takes one billionaire out there to put $50 million into silver for it to create a huge shortage. It happened at the end of 2022 when one of the Walmart heirs did exactly that. They invested $50 million into physical silver. So it doesn't take much. I mean, if you think about it, if you follow, say, cryptocurrency, for example, you'll see that different firms out there. I believe that the Donald Trump stock, the company that runs that stock, I think it's like Donald Trump Technologies. They just invested like I think it was $2 or $3 billion into Bitcoin. Mm-hmm. So imagine if a company like that were to invest $2 or $3 billion into silver. Why not? I mean, to me, silver is a much better buy. That would just completely disrupt the entire market. And that's probably the biggest scenario that's, for me, that's non-biblical, that would match up with what Bo says biblically can happen. I think it's possible.
Wow. We'll be right back. What are you guys hearing?
Beverly Hills Precious Metals Exchange is a client-focused firm devoted to assisting our clients with precious metals. Our clients range from first-time to serious coin collectors and investors seeking to add precious metals to their investment portfolios. We are not interested in volatile investments, leveraged products, and intangible assets. With rising inflation and the devaluing of the dollar hurting middle-class families, investing in gold and silver ensures protection for your hard-earned money. Save the value of your money today by investing in gold and silver at Beverly Hills Precious Metals.
We're back with Bo and Andrew.
You know, as Andrew was finishing up, the first thing that came to my mind when he was finishing up right before talking about, you know, all the fraud and all the money creation, and, you know, and then all you need is one billionaire to step up and all the silver's gone. There's just one simple saying for that. You know, one billionaire steps up, and it's like that saying is, you know, from the movie, and it's gone. It's true. If a billionaire steps up, All the silver, above ground silver, is gone.
Wow.
Okay, and it will happen. This is about to happen. We could see it as early as a month of August. Something's about to happen. We're at a major critical time point. And so, again, no one knows the exact day this is going to go down. But Andrew, and I was basically speaking, right off kind of during the commercial here. And the 24th, again, we don't know if it's going to happen tomorrow, but it's very interesting. The 24th biblically is a very important date. The day Trump got his mugshot, it was on the 24th. Roe v. Wade was overturned on the 24th. The Russia-Ukraine war began on the 24th. See, there's something very important about the 24th. And in Haggai 2, which references the silver and the gold are mine, saith the Lord, it actually, in that scripture, talks about the 24th day of the 7th month. And then it further continues on. It goes the 24th day of the 9th month, which would be September. The fig tree, the pomegranate tree, and the olive tree have yielded nothing. This is important. But from this day forward, so September 24th onwards, I will bless you. And what are blessings in the Bible, Pastor Dave? You know that. 30, 60, 100-fold. Okay? So that's what's coming to silver after the 24th of September, because it says from this day forward, I will bless you. But before September hits, you just heard the prophecy. What was Kim Clement saying? Summer is the mediator, but summer, I will what? I played it twice. I will prosper, God will prosper his people. What does prosper mean? Financial blessings. Okay, so I believe we're about to see historic on silver as it blows through $50. It's about to go down. And so those of you who have bought silver, listening to, we're not giving financial advice. We're telling it, Andrew, buy silver. I buy silver personally. Pastor Dave buys silver personally. Why? Because we take our finances and, when you go to Vegas, right? We put it on red. We put our money, our finances on God, on red. Because we know that the world financial system is a total fraud. They create money out of thin air. Back to what I said earlier. It took 100 years since the Federal Reserve Act to create the first billion. We now create trillions and quadrillions. Understand that a trillion is 1,000 billion. And 1,000 trillion is a quadrillion. Where are those numbers? Where did the money come from? But yet silver today, why is silver at $40 still super cheap? Because in the 70s, it didn't even touch 50. It was in the 40s and the 80s and 70s and the 80s for a short window. And that was when money supply was under $1 billion. Think about that. The money supply was under $1 billion when silver was at $40 in the 80s, late 70s. And then even in 2011, we weren't in the quadrillions. We weren't 33 trillion in debt. Think about the money supply that's been created. And we know one simple law of physics. Money, nothing, energy is, because money is energy. Energy is never lost. It cannot be lost. It can only be transferred. What does Proverbs 13:22 say? The wealth of the sinner is stored up will be transferred, stored up to the righteous, the church. And why does the church need money? Because it needs an exorbitant amount of money to take the name of Jesus Christ to the four corners of the earth and to bring in, then fund the multi-billion soul harvest. And this ties in directly with his glory, because his glory shall fill the earth. This ties in with Numbers 14:21. Directly with Pastor Dave's ministry. My glory, his glory shall fill the earth. And when that glory comes, this will be the greatest revival in human history. Billy Graham 2.0, and we've talked about this, because Billy Graham, as great as his ministry was, that went worldwide, it lacked three things: signs, miracles, and wonders. And we are about to witness that. And the signs, miracles, and wonders, the glory that fills the earth, will be tied in directly with the greatest financial wealth transfer in human history. And it's going to be directly tied in with a triggering moment: silver taking out $50 vertically and exploding and beginning the greatest bull market in human history. So
Silver has not touched $50. It's going to be there very quickly. It will be there this summer. We're days away from this thing going down. So you've got to, if you haven't got your silver, you want to get some more. I don't want to tell anybody what to do. All I know is that something biblical is about to happen. And if Pastor Dave can expand upon damages are sevenfold. And they're to be paid immediately. And then, as I stated in Haggai, blessings are 30, 60, 100-fold. And those come after September. This is the greatest time to be alive. We have, with this, the Esther saying, we were born for such a time as this. We don't even understand what's about to happen because it's going to be so historic. And it ties in directly with Tulsi Gabbard right now rebuking Obama because he's standing on quicksand. Obama's theory of what he's stating is standing on quicksand, and Tulsi Gabbard stands on truth. And we're about to see truths be revealed that are about to, actually, as Carolyn Dennis said, it's going to be on a TV right in front of you.
And it is. Literally is. And it ties into a general who sent me the executive orders on last week's Wednesday with Julie Green that watches us every week. And there's two specific executive orders that President Trump has signed that are still in place. And that is taking that money from these wicked telecommunications, big tech, and all these others that were participating in the crimes against humanity that she's talking about. Because they're doing it still right now. You got Tulsi Gabbard on Fox News telling the truth, and you have the fake news saying it's a conspiracy. They're calling it a conspiracy is what she's talking about. They're going down.
And that's why I just want to finish, and Andrew can go from here, but this is the point. Like I was saying in the mid-show here with Andrew, unless we get an act of God, if they're never going to let silver go through $50, because let's like in 1980 and 2011, it came up to $50, they immediately took it back down again. They're never going to let silver go through $50 without what? An act of God. But I just gave you scriptures. We're at a scriptural time point where an act of God is imminent. And you know, what is silver and gold? It's an insurance policy against what? Acts of God. That's really what it is. Gold and silver are an insurance policy against acts of God. I'm telling you, an act of God is right in front of us. Between where we are right now into August and then September, this is going to be an event going down in September. We're going to acts of God right in front of us, and the greatest insurance policy you could ever hold is silver and gold. And God actually directly references silver first. The silver and the gold are mine, saith the Lord. So all I got to say is that we've done our part, and everybody who's listened to us and done it, we not listened to what our advice was, but to what we personally do, is in a very big, high smiling position right now. Nobody is in the negative. Every single person that's listened to us is in the positive right now. Everybody, okay? Because of where silver and gold are right now and what we have been saying for the past 3 to 4 years. And so with all of that said, again, back to Andrew. Andrew, those who want to add to their position, who haven't bought yet, how do they get a hold of you? How quick is the process? 401ks and IRAs. Answer those questions because, again, the system's a fraud, people. Go back and listen to what we talked about. The system, the financial systems of fraud. They used the fraud to enslave us. You're watching Tulsi Gabbard right now explain all the fraud, just a little piece of the fraud, because it's huge. This goes global. This is global fraud, okay? And so the greatest insurance policy, gold and silver. So Andrew, expand upon, how quick can they get product? If they want to add to the position, get involved. Those who don't have, answer all the questions. I think I've said enough.
Yeah, I love the idea of using your retirement account to invest into precious metals. And just to talk about how it works, let's say you have a 401k, or let's say you have a retirement account at Fidelity. You can roll that over into a precious metals IRA, and you can have this not be a taxable event. And I love the idea because when you do that, okay, you will actually own real physical gold and silver that's stored at a depository where it's insured. So you don't have to worry about storing it at your home or your office. And when we're talking about silver, let's say you bought $100,000 worth of silver. We're talking about I would say $100,000 worth of silver is probably about 150 ounces of, 150 pounds of silver, and it takes up a pretty good amount of space. If you figure, if you bought a pair of boots and you imagine the box that those boots would come in, that holds about 500 ounces of silver. So $100,000 would get you about 5 boot boxes full of silver. And then you have a storage issue. And for people that can handle that might have a large gun safe, that's great. That's an excellent thing to do and to have it on hand. But you can use a retirement account to own a lot of silver. I've got clients that have 8 figures worth of silver in their retirement accounts. And we have some that might only have 20 or 30,000. But the point is that they have silver in the game. I think it's a great option because you don't have to store it. I also believe that precious metals are a 3 to 5 year hold. It's not something that you buy today and then flip it for a quick buck 6 months from now. Typically, in the past, that would not have worked. If you did it 6 months ago, maybe you would be up on both. But it's like, you shouldn't be doing this to make a dollar. That's our secondary goal. Our primary goal is to preserve capital. And if you're not retired, and if you're contributing to your retirement account, you know you're not going to touch it for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years, why not put it into gold and silver? Because if you had invested in silver back in, say, 2009, silver was in the $7 to $10 range at that point for 1 ounce, $7 to $10. And here we are 16 years later, it's sitting at 40, and it's a solid 40 where it worked to get there. There's not a single event that made it get there. It's a culmination of many different events. So Bo and I were talking a little bit on the little break that we had. And I just confessed to Bo that there was a time period here, I would say from about 2013 up until 2020, where the price of silver really didn't move that much in price. I would say in that whole 6-7 year period, it probably went from $14 an ounce to about $20 an ounce, back down to like 13, then back up to 17. It didn't do much. So we had people that invested into silver at that time that would get tired of waiting for silver to no longer be suppressed. They would call us back like 3 to 5 years later and say, okay, I held it for the time you recommend. It didn't do anything. And then they'd sell at a loss. And I confessed to Bo that I would actually reconsider what it is that I do for a living when I'm telling people what silver should be doing. And there was a time period where it didn't do anything. But for the people that held on, right now, they're being handsomely rewarded because they can sell for an enormous profit. And again, that's only our secondary goal. But right now, it appears that the big banks that have been suppressing silver through derivative contracts and keeping the price of silver down, we've been pushing hard enough as silver stackers to where it looks like they're no longer able to do that. It doesn't seem to be working anymore. I think we're seeing some pushback right now at like $39.50 for an ounce of silver. But like Bo said, it's probably going to break 40 tomorrow. If it doesn't, it'll probably be Friday or Monday. But the fact is, it's inevitable and it's probably going to keep shooting up. So I just love the prospect of owning precious metals in a retirement account because you don't have to worry about storing them. You don't have to worry about us shipping them to you. And then when you sell them, shipping them back to us. It just seems like a great option. You can even make changes in your IRA. So for people that, let's say, followed our advice and set up a precious metals IRA in 2021, we've had people that have reached out and said, hey, I'm a little heavy on gold, and I did this back 4 years ago. I'm up a lot on gold, but I really wish I had some more silver. So we've actually arranged for people to exchange some of their gold in favor of silver so that they could have a different balance. And that's something that we've been able to help people with. And that's not a taxable event to do. It's completely legal and well within the rules of owning a precious metals IRA. So I really urge that people reach out to us. You should reach out to us at the link on your screen or the phone number. I saw our phone number on there. Give us a call. And I'll connect you with somebody here at our company that can really answer all of your questions. The other thing is that we don't high pressure people into doing this. We don't make you feel like you're not a smart person if you don't do this. All we do is we lay out the facts. We give you the features and the benefits to doing this. We give you a good, honest consultation. And if you're not ready to move forward, we always urge that you talk to your family and make sure that this is a family decision. We make sure that that you have time to pray about it, because I think that that's important. I think financial decisions are probably some of the most difficult decisions you can make in life, because if you make a mistake with a financial decision because you made an emotional decision that you weren't ready to make based on fact, you make mistakes and it costs you money. And when you have to replace what you've lost, that takes time, and we all don't have enough of that. So I think people should reach out to us as soon as possible before, I'd say, the so-called herd hits, which is what we'll see when silver breaks 40. And right now it's available. Our shipping time is like 1 to 2 days for people that do cash purchases. It's lightning fast, so it's an excellent time to reach out.
What about the premiums? Where do the premiums sit right now?
Oh, the premiums are surprisingly enough so low. There have been enough people out there that have been selling silverback to where the market's actually, we've not sold out of anything for a long time. Like the U.S. Mint hasn't sold out of Silver Eagles since the end of 2022, and they used to sell out once or twice a year. So the premiums are unusually low. And just to give people an idea, back in November of 2022, which was right after one of the billionaires in the world put 50 million into silver, that created such a shortage that a silver eagle would cost you $15 to $18 an ounce above the price of silver.
Wow.
And at the time, the price of silver was $18.50. So those people were having to pay $33.50 to $36.50 an ounce for a silver eagle. Today, you can buy a silver eagle for close to $50 an ounce. It's starting to be actually less than that. So it's starting to be a better deal. And I think that the premiums are key. It's nice if you can time it to when you can buy silver with low premiums, but there's so many other items out there where you can get a big bang for your buck. So hoping to hear from a lot of people that are watching today.
Well, I'm big on everybody knows about His Glory. We're huge on silver. I truly believe silver it's got so much upside. But I got to ask you both. I know I ask this question once every 3 or 4 months. What number do you really think silver's going to be at? What do you think that number is like? Aha, we're there. You want to go first, Bo?
Well, again, so the breakout would be $50. Initial target is $67 to $70 in a single day potentially, but very quickly. So when it blows through 50, do expect $67 to $70 in a single day. That will start the bull market. I believe it'll pull back, maybe back down to the 40 range where we are, bounce off there, and then it's going 3 digits. It's going to go to initially about $150. And then that'll be potentially the damages, and we potentially, again, it's hard to put a time window on the price, but we could actually see within the next, say, 12 months, $600 per ounce on silver, and that would be damages, that would be blessings, as I referenced, okay, because blessings are 30, 60, 100-fold. So I'm just using biblical numerics. So 20 base times 30 is $600 per ounce. If we multiply that by 30, 60-fold, that would be $1,200. So 4 digits, $1,200 per ounce. And then the last number, again, it probably could go higher, but definitely the last number that I can easily scripturally give you would be 100 times 20, which would be put at $2,000 per ounce. Again, all of these numbers are absolutely insane. Impossible would be the best word, and that's exactly where God operates. So damages, 140 to 150, blessings up to $2,000 per ounce. And that's just scriptural references of what numbers could be triggered and hit. And not only could be, they will be. Let's leave it at that. These numbers will be hit. That the time window is a little difficult to throw on those numbers right now because it hasn't started yet. So we're so close to having this all go down. And it all, I believe, ties in with the 9th of Av, the fall of the temple. Yep. Go ahead, Andrew.
Oh, I love this. It's, you get to hear like 2 different perspectives. You have Bo's biblical perspective, which is backed up in the Bible and through different prophetic word that's out there. So it cannot be argued with. For me, I think because what I do for a living is selling gold and silver, I think I choose to be very, very conservative when I do projections. I think that by the end of the year, we'll be in the $55 to $60 an ounce range. That's very conservative because it is very possible that we could be a lot higher than that. And to me, that's great. And sometimes when I think about the prospect of silver hitting $100 an ounce, which I think it will, the question is when. I struggle when I try to figure out when that can happen. But whether you subscribe to the projection that I have for silver or the one that Bo has, they're both potentially legitimate. Nothing's more ridiculous.
They're both up.
Yeah. Nothing's more ridiculous than what happened with Bitcoin. Okay. Yeah. I'll reference a story we've never talked about on this interview, but it's one that most of us know. And I'm just reading off of my phone here. I searched it. So back in 2010, okay, a guy wanted to prove that you could use Bitcoin to pay for goods or services. And really, people weren't doing that yet. So he wanted to show off a little bit. He bought a $41 pizza with 10,000 Bitcoin. 10,000 Bitcoin. Okay. And it says that today that Bitcoin would be worth $1.1 billion. So if you would have told that guy that if he could have just held on to his Bitcoin for another 15 years, he'd be a billionaire, he'd say, well, like, that's a pipe dream. That's like saying that, silver is going to go to whatever Bo just said it's going to go to. To me, this Bitcoin move on the world's most expensive pizza is the wildest thing that could ever happen financially. So anything is possible.
Well, what are we looking at?
I'll say this, and then Pastor Dave, go over here. But God has said very clearly, dream big, because I'm a big God.
Yep.
And he's going to use that, as you said earlier, Bo, for his glory to reach the world. The billion soul harvest is going to cost money to do that. And this church is going to have those resources. Again, as many people that watch this is not for us to get, McLarens and new houses. No, this is the kingdom. This is kingdom building from east to west and north to south. You want to get to 1 billion souls, it costs money. He told me at one point that his glory would get $1 billion to reach 1 billion souls. So you need the resources to be able to hit 1 billion people in every country of the world.
The $1 billion is to take the glory across the world. This is going to take not billions, it will take trillions to take the name of Jesus Christ around the world, and God will provide the trillions. Trust me. Because my God is a big God, and he will provide more than enough. Just like he fed the 5,000, he could have fed another 10, 15, 20,000 when he was done feeding the 5,000. Because when God, he provides in abundance, okay? And so that is what's coming. More, you're going to have so many, the church is going to have so much they won't know what to do with it. You know what they're going to stop doing? They're going to stop counting. The church is going to stop counting, Pastor Dave. Why? Because there'd be more than enough, and all they're going to be doing is doing one thing: worship, worship, worship. That's all the church is going to end up doing, because the abundance is going to come in so plentiful. I want to kind of wrap up and just talk about the craziness of the timeline we're living in here, because you got to admit, this is not possible unless it's by the hand of God. So the Yom Kippur War of 1973, October 6th, 50 years to the exact weekend, October 7th, 2023, the Tabernacle War, 50 years to the exact day. Please, how does this happen? But let's take this further. 666 days to the exact day is this August 3rd, 2025. Well, why is that important? Because on that exact date, 666 days, is the 9th of Av, the day both temples fell. The death of the Pope is exactly Daniel 12, verse 7, 3.5 months to the exact day is the 5th. This is a biblical time point. Trump's inauguration, 7 months using the Book of Jubilees. The Book of Jubilees, 7 months to the exact day is the 4th. How is the 3rd, 4th, and 5th of August? How are these time points landing on the exact same window? I'm telling you, nobody can stop what's about to happen. Gold and silver are about to explode. God is about to fund his kingdom. The Lord is about to fund his kingdom. Glory days are here. His glory is about to come upon the earth. Andrew, finish up. How can people reach you and how can they get a hold of you? Go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah. So if you go to bh-pm.com/his glory, you can schedule a free consultation. You put in your name, email address, phone number, and in the notes section, just be as thorough as you can. If you want to learn about specific silver coins that we might have talked about on this interview, then put that in there. If you feel like you're a little gold heavy and want to exchange some of that into silver, put that in the notes section. If you want to protect your retirement account with real gold and silver and have it not be a taxable event, put that in there. Or if you're a newbie and just feel like you don't really know how to get started, then put that in there, because I can pair you with someone here that will be very, very patient, answer all of your questions, and make it a good experience. If you're like Bo and you've been stacking silver for a long time, then let us know. Maybe you don't need a consultation. You just want to check a price on the specific coin that you always invest in. So the most thorough that you can be there is how we're able to help you the quickest. We get back with people within 24 hours, and the process is really seamless. We have a couple ways to do it. You either do it through a cash purchase, meaning you can pay by a wire transfer or a check, or you do it through a retirement account, and we can show you the benefits of doing each of them. But time is of the essence. It's we want to get people in before we break $40 silver, or even 50 or even 100. So reach out to us as soon as you can.
That's right. If you see 40, it's don't panic. Just keep stacking, because it's going to continue to keep going. I truly believe, Bo, it's going to get up to those levels that you're talking about. I just feel it in my spirit. And God keeps saying, silver, silver. Silver and gold is mine, saith the Lord. That's it. Go into shalom.